Welcome guys to the Event Horizon YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know what bleeds and traps are, today I'm going to teach you how to achieve that in the screen printing industry. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to need our attributes and our separation preview panels. If you click on Overprint Preview, the first thing you're going to notice is that our background goes completely white. That's what we need to be so that we can see our separations and not overprint fills. So first thing I'm gonna do, convert this back to black. So for this lesson, I actually have a custom-made swatch panel, as you can see right here. In a future lesson, I will cover how to create one. So. And basically what this really is that I have a, let me move this back in there. I have a custom set of blacks and a custom set of whites in my 4-color process. So first thing I'm going to do is select first of all, this is a job that's going to print second surface. And what do I mean by that is that this is how it's going to look when it's done printing. But my separations will look like this. That's what second surface is. So let's actually just leave it like that. Now, I have second black sublayer. I'm going to click on my background, convert it to my blue black, just like that. Now I'm going to click Option, hold, drag to the second black subfolder, and now I'm actually going to click on red. And by the way, this blue background has the overprint fill selection, so if you don't have this, you're not going to see whatever layers behind it, so make sure you have your overprint fill selected. Now let's start with our traps. We'll start with the logo, hold Option, click, hold Option, drag. Now I'm just going to give it a stroke of 5 points, and I'm going to show you exactly what a trap is. So if I hide my logo layer in the subfolder layer, this is what the actual shape looks like. This is what it should look like. So, but when I bring back my logo layer for the trap, you can see a second object appear, and mainly this is where you see this red-brown color. That's going to be our second black. That's going to be the layer that'll give the opacity to the final face panel for the POP, and it's going to get buried, trapped behind the first black. That's why they're called traps. So now let's do the same for these two. I'm actually going to select them at the same time. Go to my main layer, click on the blue square, press and hold the Option, and then drag. Now I'm going to change the fill to white on both. Don't matter, you're not going to see it. And then 5 points for a stroke. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about again. Where you see blue, that'll be the first black. Where you see this red color, that's a second black. Now, because we have a different color besides white, this color needs to bleed behind the first and second black. So what I'm going to do is click on the object, and this lesson will be the yellow triangle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my fill box, click and drag over the stroke one, let go, and you can see it right there. I'm going to give it a stroke weight of 10. Personally, I always do twice as much as the whatever stroke weight I use for the trap. Now I'm going to set my overprint stroke. I'm going to select the overprint stroke selection right here. And if I zoom in this for this specific sample, you can see how it overlaps a little bit here. That should be fine. Nothing to worry about. It's in the bottom. Same thing. Same thing. Fine. And we're done. So now let's take a look at our second example. I'm going to do the same thing real quick. So click on the background. First I'm going to create my sub layer. Name it second black. Great. Move it back. Change my black background to blue. Move it down, holding the Option key. Let go. Change it to red. There we go, same thing. I have my overprint fill option checked. Now, we have here the circle. Same circle, but in the design is different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy, paste it right in front of it. And to do that, I'm just going to click Command C, Command F. That'll create a copy, and paste it right in front of it. So on the copy that's right in front of it, I'm going to get rid of the fill. Go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke, and that'll convert the stroke to an object. On the second one, I'm just going to get rid of the stroke. And actually, I'm just going to get rid of the whole thing as it is. And there we go. Okay. So now, same thing. Grab my logo. Click and hold the Option key, drag it, and let's give it a weight of 5 points. Now it usually uses whatever last color you had selected, so no problem. You're just going to go and convert to white. Same thing. You can see the exact same thing. Where we see blue, that's basically our actual what the objects really look like. Where we see red is just the color, the layer, the film, the screen that'll go behind the first black to give it opacity, and and that'll be buried behind the first black, essentially being trapped by the one on top. We'll do the same thing with our logo on top. Click and hold the Option key, drag it. I'm going to convert the fill to white. Give it a stroke weight of 5. There we go. Now, let me do this again for this one. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Okay, so we have. Okay, I moved that one where the die line is. Okay, drop it. Okay, there we go. Change the fill to white. Give it a stroke weight of 5. Cool. Now we're going to do the same thing with top objects, the ones that actually have the orange color. And I'm going to give it a stroke weight of 10. Okay, just there it is. Now let's give it a 10. Okay, select our overprint stroke option. Now you're gonna notice here in the bottom I get my bleed. Here on top I don't. So what we can do is I can select the Thunderbolt, change my limit to, let's say, 50, and there it is. Same thing for the trap. There we go. Now, see, this red color really gets in the way of really seeing clearly my bleeds. So I'm going to change it to this green black. There you go. That's a lot easier to actually see it before even having the need to zoom in too much. So now let's see. Now one of the things that I want to show you is that what if I had this? Let me just double click on it. Get rid of that. What if I have something like this? Right there. And then let's generate the trap. Click, hold Option, drag it. Let's collapse our panel. And now let's just give it a color of weight stroke I mean of 5 points. Well, if you look closely, this is actually overlapping, so when it prints, more likely you'll see the orange sticking out, and that's not acceptable. So the one way to fix it, and it's to actually just go and select our Thunderbolt and go to our stroke panel, and where we see cap, change it to round cap. Actually, change our corner to round join. So let's do the same thing for our trap. Right now we have our the first option selected, so we're gonna go to the round join and select it, and that's it. Now we have our bleed, we have our traps, and we're not overlapping onto other parts of the design. So guys, this is everything for this introduction to traps and bleeds. Leave me any comments if you want to learn something about screen printing. I have 3 years of experience on that, and I can definitely teach you a lot of things. So make sure to like that video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me any comments. See you next week.